So I've made it to Berlin, my final stop in our tour of Germany for Meeting the World. And what an iconic way to arrive under the Brandenburg Gate. My first stop is the DZ Bank building, which was designed by Frank Gehry. This Frank Gehry masterpiece is a great example of why the architect has become so renowned. The external facade is classical and stark. A step inside, however, reveals that nestled within the bank's simplistic office space is a spatial sculpture of biomorphic forms that create a spectacular scene from any angle.
So he likes all the fish forms, and from up there it looks like a diving shark or diving dolphin, diving whale. Yeah, diving whale.
Oh yes, I can see the bit there. A subsidiary of DZ Bank, Axaca runs this geometric phenomenon as a congress centre, providing space for up to 500 people and plenty of alternative breakout space to give necessary flexibility for all types of event. The plenum, which is the very heart of the structure, provides a different type of space for up to 80 delegates, ideal for conference and boardroom style seating plans. Wow, they look like clouds. They're amazing. All the major historical sites are just a hop, skip and jump away, so easily enjoyed by foot. But I was thirsty for a classy cup of tea, and I had my eye on the perfect establishment. Also next door to the Brandenburg Gate is the Adlon Kempinski Hotel. And in a place like this, you can't help but feel chic in the city. My next stop was another architecturally striking venue. The Tempodrom started life in 1980 as a large circus tent, constructed by a local nurse who wanted to invest her inheritance in something fun. The venue became incredibly popular, but had to be shut down after the Chancellor's new headquarters took up residence next door. Firmly in the hearts of local people and businesses alike, donations and grants flooded in to keep the venue alive. In a new location, and with the new funding, in 2001 the new solidly constructed, sustainable Tempodrom opened its doors, and thankfully it hasn't lost its structural roots. Oh wow! You really get a sense of the tent inspiration for the architecture here. So you can see they're setting up for an event at the moment which is top secret, so I can't tell you about it. But what an opportunity to see this incredible architecture. What a glorious venue. Off to my next stop.
Berlin has always been a city of science, of course, and a city of health. So there's a great tradition. And I have learned, actually, I've come to Berlin after German reunification. I've learned the value of tradition here in the city. I think Berlin is a fantastic place for these meetings, for communication of science, of new results, of new data, of interacting of people and getting new creative ideas about what you should have done or what you would be interested to do after you go home from the meeting.
What sort of relationship do you have working with a convention bureau to pull the event together?
Well, we are academicians and we are not organizers of meetings. Of course, we have the ideas of what should be done, what should be discussed, the topics, but the organization itself, we do need professional help, And the Berlin Convention Bureau, of course, and the organizers are extremely important to make Berlin a hospitable city, a city where people feel comfortable, show us and show the visitors where to go, what to do when the meeting is over in the evening. These social events, of course, are an important part of such a scientific meeting. It's about scientific discussion, getting to know the people. So the Convention Bureau certainly is extremely helpful. Without them, we would not dare to organize such a big international congress.
And when you're trying to bring people together from all corners of the world, it's important that it's a good geographical location and accessible, which Berlin is.
Well, Berlin, indeed, some people say it's in the center of Europe. If you look at Europe as such, and with Eastern and Western Europe, indeed, it has a key place. And actually, Berlin is a multinational city, and people like to live here. So it's not just the visitors, it's the atmosphere of the city as such, as very liberal, as a very open, as a very international city. So the convention, of course, needs to be attractive, but the city also needs to be attractive to come. Some people come for the meeting, but some people come with friends and families and stay on, and for this Berlin is a nice place. And it's not difficult to attract people for a meeting to Berlin. They like to come.
My next appointment wasn't for a little while, so this was a great opportunity to test out some of Berlin's fine eateries. But I was on the search for something in particular, somewhere to get great views and literally experience the world going by. I'm in the rotating restaurant in Berlin's TV Tower, which also has a bar, both of which can be hired for private events. I've come to the Grand Hyatt Hotel, which is one of the largest convention hotels here in Berlin. They have 9 meeting rooms, including a ballroom that can take up to 800 people in a reception style. I was here to meet Heike Mahmoud of Visit Berlin. Having seen the diversity that Berlin has on offer, I was interested to find out what sort of industries and events the city was attracting.
We can cover everything. From the very large world congresses, Berlin is very well known for medical congresses and scientific congresses, and we really host, especially the last years, very huge congresses with thousands of participants. But Berlin can also offer very, very high VIP level board meetings and incentive visits as well. You can choose from different 5-star hotel to 4-star hotels. And of course also the locations, the number of extraordinary locations for evening functions, for welcome reception, also we like to offer to our clients as well.
Berlin has a great reputation for history and culture, so once people leave the congresses, what options are there for them?
Yes, you're right. The cultural scene, especially the Museum Island, is one of the treasures we have in the city, and it's a worldwide heritage from the UNESCO, for instance. And you can use also the museums for welcome reception. So you can combine the congress with the content of their specific areas, maybe medical congresses. And in the evening you have the combination from the history, from the cultural scene of Berlin. And this makes Berlin so unique because you can really use these facilities, these venues.
And of course, being in Germany, Berlin has a nightlife to offer as well.
Berlin stands for nightlife. This is correct. The city is open 24 hours, 7 days a week. That means we have over 1,500 events every day. So it's not easy to choose what you are looking for.
And going forward, what can we expect from Berlin in the future?
The next future projects also will be sustainability. This is a big topic for us, and we have a lot of partners, the hotels, the venues, and also some service providers. They work very hard on this issue. The services will be much more tailor-made for the clients, and we will get a lot of new hotels and new capacities, new venues, and the city doesn't stay still. It's really a melting pot at the moment, and it's developing always.
One of the main developments on the cards here in Berlin is the replacement of its ICC with a new modern complex that will provide more space, quality facilities and a demonstration of the city's ability to evolve with the changing world. Hi Ralph.
Natalie, good to see you.
And
Pleased to
you.
meet you. Welcome. Welcome to
Thank
the
you.
ICC.
Well, thanks for taking some time out to tell me about your new building that you've got opening
Yeah,
up
we're
soon.
all excited about it. This building, after more than 30 years of operation, will close by the end of next year, 2013. And beginning from 2014 onwards, we will move our whole business to a completely new venue, and it will be the City Cube Berlin. Wow. The CCB, as we call it, is now under construction, and we are right in time. Yeah, and from 2014 onwards, a new era for Messe Berlin and actually the Convention and Congress business here in Berlin will be in place.
So I was just about to ask you some of the facts, which is very good timing because they're all up there. But I was about to ask, tell me about the new facilities.
It's basically 2 levels, it's a 2-story building, but of course in between there are some office rooms, there are 2 basic floors, and if you believe it or not, it is even bigger than the ICC, which we use today, and it has the flexibility and the capacity to host even larger conferences and congresses, and that is exactly what Berlin is looking for in the future. The Cube is and will be part of Messe Berlin, and the combination between Congress venue and the already existing exhibition halls, and they are adjacent so that we can use both at the same time. This gives us an opportunity and an advantage in the market, and especially when focusing on these international big medical congresses that we are focused in the past and in the future as well.
Oh, fantastic. Now, the one thing about events is that everything that goes on inside the Congress centres is very important, but people have to leave and enjoy themselves as well. So what's Berlin got to offer once people have left their event?
Yeah. That is a completely different world, I would say. Within the building, either the ICC or the new venue, it is more academic, more professional. But when you leave the door, you go into a different world. And Berlin, it is a lively, a vivid city, and that is the ideal combination. The academic aspect and the city that surrounds it, and this combination makes it a perfect match.
After all that business, I'm heading to the KaDeWe, which is the ultimate department store for sophisticated shopping.
Oh, 1 second. No, please come first. No, it's okay.
After all the action of Berlin, there's really only one way for me to end my visit here, at the Mandala Hotel Spa. Goodbye, Berlin.